Well, it's funny that you should say living a good life, because being here at the Aspen Institute is really based around certain seminal texts and ideas, and one of them is Aristotelian, and the idea of what is the good life and how do you live it. And so when you ask me the question of kind of who are the people I look up to around kind of living the good life, I think I really look at those people who are fundamentally defining what they do as giving back to society. People like Wendy Kopp will always be somewhere near the top of my list because of the idea that she had, the stubbornness that she had in developing it, and looking at how now Teach for America has fundamentally driven much of the education reform that's happened in this country for the last 20 years, right? I mean, that's an amazing pursuit, and to be able to do that, right? So that's one type of person. The other is just kind of what I'll call your regular Princeton alum, kind of like, in my case, someone I looked up to like from the classes of the 60s and 70s. Princeton does something around the idea of giving back and making sure that everyone has not only a responsibility to, do well, but to also give back in ways and forms. To the university, to be involved on boards, to be a contributor both in time and in money to the work that they do. I'm always amazed with meeting so many folks who are incredibly philanthropic. I'll give you two examples. One is Jack LaPorte, who unfortunately passed away, but is from the class of 1967 and was the founding chair of the Seed School of Maryland, right? Incredibly quiet person, unbelievably intelligent, worked at T. Rowe Price for 25 years. Just did so well financially, but more well spiritually. And he was the soul of the Seed School of Maryland and led our institution until unfortunately he passed away. But when you get to be around those kinds of people, you really take away a lot. The second person is actually is one who's a year older than I am. His name's David Ball. He's class of 1992, and we were friends at college. David now is actually the number 2. I guess he would be the principal of the Milton Academy up in Massachusetts. And he and I were always friends. And one of the things that I always appreciated about David is that he was Phi Beta Kappa. He kind of had amazing jobs, but he always viewed the most important thing that he could do was to teach. And to me, to be able to see people like that go back into teaching, to give back, and to think of that not only as part of their ethic, but as their raison d'etre, to me is just the ultimate aspect of how you can use a Princeton education. And he's someone I always looked up to.